Swiss politics, and therefore I will tell you a few words of what I know about Mr. Couchepin. Mr. Couchepin was born in Martigny, in the Valais. This is one of the most beautiful areas, mountain area in Switzerland. He has a rich political career, which started in his hometown in Martigny for many years. Then he became a member of the National Council from 1979 to 1998, after which he was elected to the Swiss Federal Council as a member of the Free Democratic Party and took over the Federal Department of Economic Affairs, that's the equivalent of a ministry in Switzerland, and later on the Federal Department of Home Affairs. He was twice president of the Swiss Confederation in 2003 and in 2008, and then he resigned from the Federal Council in 2009. He has been an outspoken member of the Federal Council, at times provocative, speaking his mind, but always constructive and with a long-term vision. He proposed, for instance, to raise retirement age from 65 to 67, which you might imagine triggered a strong reaction. However, nowadays, people realize that what he proposed had to be done in order to guarantee pension funding. Pascal Couchepin holds a DEA degree in law, now known as a Master of Advanced Studies from the University of Lausanne. He's a member of the Global Leadership Foundation, an organization which works to support democratic leadership, prevent and resolve conflict through mediation, and promote good governance in the form of democratic institutions, open markets, human rights, and the rule of law. It is a not-for-profit organization composed of former heads of government, senior government and international organization, officials who work closely with heads of government on governance-related issues of concern to them. It is a great honor and a pleasure to have him with us tonight. We hope we have raised his interest and curiosity in thorium, and that through him we might get the political commitment that the world needs to exploit the great potential of thorium in the energy domain. Yesterday we heard from Professor and Senator Carlo Rubbia that with only 1 part in 1,000 of the thorium present in the Earth's crust, we could sustain today's primary world power, 15 terawatt, for 20,000 years. In that sense, thorium is practically a renewable source of energy on our time scale. We also heard Mr. Claude Aigui's plea for innovation and for the necessary research and development that it requires. CERN illustrates very well how fundamental research can feed innovation. We used to have to go back to the story of Faraday to illustrate the innovation mechanism. Nowadays, we can use the example of CERN with examples such as PET scanners. The first PET scanners was constructed in collaboration between CERN and the Cantonal Hospital of Geneva. Medical imaging in general, the World Wide Web, of course, hadron therapy, and why not, very soon, thorium technologies. Today we would like to hear the views of one of the leading politicians in Switzerland, a small country, however one with the most advanced standard of living in the world, a country which has the potential, perhaps the moral responsibility, to contribute to a harmonious future for mankind, not by enacting laws, but by encouraging research and development. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to welcome Mr. Pascal Couchepin.
Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, thank you for the invitation to attend your meeting, and thank you, Mr. Rebel, for the introduction. Who forgot to say that my most important deed in favor of science was this bill. I decided alone to offer that to the CERN for the on the occasion of one anniversary. It provoked more discussions and elevation of the age of retirement to 66, and it was more successful. So I am happy to speak in front of this photo which shows this dome. The CERN is something extraordinary. It is one of the best achievements of a joint venture between politicians and scientists. It doesn't happen very often, but this achievement was a great success. It was created in a time when nations and their leaders thought that it was necessary to build new institutions to try to bring people together and to build a better future for mankind. And during all these years, CERN succeeded, and I would like to congratulate all the directors and the colleagues of the directors of the CERN during all this period for what they have achieved and what they do still. Yes, now I should also congratulate not only for scientific results, the members of the CERN, but also for political results. Mr. Rubia became last year Senator for Life of the Italian Republic, which means that his work is not only recognized among his equals, but also by his people. It's a good thing. It was a good idea to have this meeting in CERN, because part of the duties of the CERN, the task of the CERN, is to help all the research in the fields of nuclear energy, among other things. I would also thank the people who helped to organize this meeting. I sit near my old friend Raphael Maloff, and I hear that he was instrumental for the organization of this conference. I was very proud of that, because perchance we spent holidays together these last 2 years in Siberia. It means that the ways to work together goes far away and come back to Geneva, where we can make something together. It is important to have this kind of conference, even if it is courageous, because it is an uphill fight to promote new technology and a new source of nuclear energy. Uphill fight, but the great question is, can we succeed to promote this source of energy next to the existing ones? And how can we get this success? How can we promote this energy? It is not so easy. And I think that there are some reasons, some conditions to succeed. The first one is to avoid, to reduce the investments of the states in the research in nuclear sciences. From time to time, there are unsettling rumors about decisions taken on the level of Institute for Sciences in Switzerland and in other countries, which give up research in very important parts of nuclear science. We must inform the public opinion. We must tell them that it would be a great mistake to do that, and they must go on, even if the public opinion, at least in Europe, is not very much in favor of all which is connected with nuclear research. We must succeed to impede, to reduce the support for this research. The second conditions, in my opinion, is a battle for the knowledge. Somebody told a newspaper that when there was a public votation in Switzerland about nuclear energy, he discussed with people who fought for the prohibition of nuclear energy sources. And he spoke of thorium, and the people there said, yes, we agreed that thorium could be a good solution for the future and would help to solve many problems, even the problem of the waste. But we do not want to be in favor of thorium because in a public opinion confrontation, it is important to simplify the problem. And we try to say all which is nuclear is bad, it is unclear, don't speak of thorium, we know the difference between thorium and other sources of nuclear energy, but we don't want to start discussing about thorium because it would threaten our fight against nuclear energy. So we have to find a way of saying that there is a difference between various sources of energy, and it is not always the same. I propose to try to find a new name to speak of the thorium science, to say that the people would immediately understand that there is something different which regards the risks and also the fears that can be awakened. And the third condition is that the future will help us. If you look at energy policy today in many countries, in my country, Switzerland, people believe that the alternative energy can solve all the problems. We all know that it is part of the solution, but it is not the only solution. We need a mix of energy sources, and probably thorium is one of the best complementary source of energy of the alternative energy. It is necessary to have a linear source of production of energy, and thorium could be the real thing. But in the next 5, 10, 15 years probably, the fight will go on, and the alternative energy will have the favor of the public. When I look at the policy of many countries, and of my country, I think from time to time that politicians are going to buy constituencies by distributing subsidies to producers of solar energy. For instance, in my country, it is not necessary to pay a supplementary price for solar energy during 25 years because these installations are amortized in a time frame of 8 years. So the federal government decided to propose some weeks ago to reduce the time of the subsidy from 25 to 15 years. And there was a huge reaction of solar energy lobbies, and last week the government decided to increase the time of the subsidies from 15 to 20. It was not necessary, but it is probably a way of buying constituencies, and it is very dangerous. I'm liberal, I don't like when there are subsidies, but when the subsidies are used to build a political constituency, for me, it is a very big sin. And I would not forgive the government as long as they are not coming back from this decision. So there are some conditions to succeed, but the first condition is to be present, and this conference brings a good contribution to the presence of the thorium sciences and the debate about the chances which gives thorium for the public opinion. And in this sense, I would like to thank all the people who organized that, who supported the organization of this conference, and all of you who have taken time and all your science to try to make together a better world in the sense of what was done during years and years in the CERN. Thank you very much, and have a good meeting. Thank you.